The Fanfiction Power Hour is a comedy podcast between friends that does not attempt straightforward readings. The links to the fanfictions are in the description if you would prefer an unaltered experience and to support the authors by giving the stories a like.
Why, hello there. I almost didn't hear you over the storm. I am Wizzy, and I will be your host for tonight. I'm so glad you could join me here tonight on this spooky edition of the Fanfiction Campfire. That's right, even a hiatus couldn't keep us from entertaining you on a night like this. I know it's Halloween night, and you guys probably have plans to do something else, like trick-or-treating, or vandalism. I mean, who knows? It could be anything. So I'll keep this story short and sweet for you. Alright, so without further ado, what's that? Where's Jen? Oh, don't worry about her. She'll be back. She's just figuring out how to breathe underwater. All right. Without further ado, let's get into tonight's story. Something's Always Watching by Caboose. Chapter 1. This Way Comes. Entry number 1. 2609-1002. Now you see, this is a moment where I would normally ask Jen if that is actually a real date that's possible in My Little Pony. But she's not here tonight. So, I'm gonna assume yeah. That's based on the real My Little Pony calendar. My name is Twilight Sparkle. I'm writing from the Golden Oaks Library, Ponyville, Equestria. I have a lot to explain, and there's a lot I don't understand yet. Last night, something happened. Something I almost can't comprehend. Not yet, at least, but I intend to study and figure it out, however long it may take me. This will be my record of events. A log of sorts, so I can catalog my thoughts and findings for future study and reference. I also find it to be a productive calming method, which I feel is quite necessary considering my current circumstances. Every pony is gone. And by that I mean they've vanished. Disappeared without a trace. I first noticed when I found Spike, my assistant, missing this morning when I woke up. My god, no, he's not just your assistant, Twilight. Twilight. Come on, I know this is supposed to be like your professional notes and whatnot, but that's Spike. That's your brother. Basically your son or something. We sleep in the same room, and I knew he had no plans today, so I was immediately worried. It was possible, however, that he was simply downstairs making breakfast, something he often offers to do. So I ran down to take a look. He wasn't there. Everything was just how we had left it the night before. Next, I thought he may have gone to my friend Rarity's, who he has something of a crush on. So I had put on my coat as it was still early and it's nearing winter, and walked out the door to find where he had gone to. There was no pony outside. No pony was anywhere. No fillies and colts on their way to school, no sales ponies in the market, no shopkeepers, no Spike, no Rarity, no Fluttershy, no Applejack, no Pimkey, no Ran. What the? Okay, Twilight is, distressed. We'll give her this one. She's making some typos on her notes. She doesn't have Spike to help her keep notes anymore, so she has to do it on her own, and sometimes it ends up with her calling her friends Pimkey and Ran. I couldn't find any pony no matter how hard I looked. And it was morning, so some pony should have been somewhere doing something. I knocked on every door in the town, but I couldn't find a thing. I admit I lost my composure for a few moments then, as it was quite a stressful realization. Okay, yeah. I attempted to contact the princesses, and I intend to fly to Canterlot later on and see if this phenomenon is present there also. I hope it's not, but I haven't heard back from the princess yet, so I honestly have no idea. The main thing I need to do for the moment is remain calm and keep a level head. Stress and fear will get me nowhere. I need to think clearly, stay productive, and find out just what the heck is going on, and then fix it. I will write more after my return from Canterlot, and to any future pony who happens to be reading this, wish me luck. Good luck, Twilight. Doodly doodly doo. Entry number 2, 2609-1002. Unfortunately, Canterlot was just as empty as Ponyville. I made a dozen passes over the city, but I didn't see any pony, and the castle was empty too. Can't deny that it was more than a little disheartening to see. I am in a bit of luck, however. I didn't notice this in Ponyville, probably due to its low population, but I did notice in Canterlot a lot of discarded items on the streets. Wallets, the occasional top hat, all things ponies usually carry with them, all just lying in the street like litter. Oh boy, it's just gonna end up like that episode of SpongeBob. Everyone goes out of town on a vacation just to avoid him. Yeah, sometimes we all need a day away from Twilight. It's not a lot to go on, I know, but I think it's evidence that when the ponies vanished, they left behind any sort of clothing or other things they had on them at the time. Like in those science fiction stories, or that rapture nonsense those expelled loons tend to shout out about. What the? They banished all the Christians from Ponyville? Okay. So I think that what happened was sudden. Something no pony saw coming. Every pony was gone in an instant, quite literally. This theory does, however, raise more questions also. Why was every pony taken? Taken where? By who? Or what? How? But most of all, why wasn't I taken? Why wasn't I taken? Why was I left alone? What's accomplished by leaving me behind? All these rely on the possibility that every pony is still alive and not just non-existent at this point. I can't afford to think like that. I can't. There has to be a way to fix this. I need to find a way. Doodly doodly doo. Entry number 3, 2609-1002. How is the sun still moving? The sun is still moving across the sky. There's only one pony alive who's able to move the sun. Celestia! If she was gone, if she had disappeared the same as every pony else, the sun would not be moving. In fact, it would still be dark, assuming every pony had vanished during the night. Princess Celestia must still be out there. If she's still here, surely there must be other ponies? I'm here. She's here. So other ponies have to be too, right? I just need to find them. I don't know exactly how I'm going to do that yet, so I've got to work that out. For now, I'm going to continue with my research. Try and find an explanation for all of this. Who knows? Celestia might even come looking for me. There's hope. Doodly doodly doo. Entry number 4, 2609-1002. It's getting late now. Celestia's moving the sun down and the moon is taking its place. Maybe that means Luna's still here as well? I can only hope so. I've gone over as many ancient history books as I could in the time that I had, but I unfortunately didn't find anything of relevance. Nothing like this has ever happened before on record. So either this event has never actually happened before, or I'm simply the first pony to write it down. I honestly don't know which would be worse. I was planning to head into the Everfree and search the castle of the two sisters for any potential information, but I couldn't bring myself to enter. Hearing absolutely nothing coming from within was somehow an infinite times worse than the usual ghastly noises it produces. It was just too unnerving. It'll be time to turn in soon. I need to keep my strength up. Tomorrow I should go gather as much food as I can. I don't know how long I'm going to be stuck like this after all. I need to make sure I'm appropriately supplied. I'm keeping my door unlocked in case Celestia or Luna decides to drop by. It would be a bit rude of me to lock out the only two ponies left in Equestria. Doodly-doodly-doo. Oh, Twilight. You are the only one left. Come on. Entry number 5, 2709-1002. I didn't sleep at all last night. I couldn't. It was, of all things, too quiet for me to sleep. I'm too used to the sounds of ruckus late in the night. The sounds of my neighbors arguing about something or another. The taps of Barry Punch's hooves on the dirt as she staggers home. I even miss Spike's snoring. How could you possibly miss something so annoying and so trivial this much? It just drove home the fact that there's no pony here. Nothing. And it's maddening. Doodly-doodly-doo. Entry number 6, 2709-1002. I went out and gathered as much canned food as I could from the local supermarket. The fresh food won't last as long, so I should eat them first. I hope the store's owner won't be too disappointed when he finds out that I essentially robbed him. It's not robbing, Twilight. It's just, looting. Fair game, yeah. Still, nothing research-wise. So I probably won't be making another entry for some time. I'll write something down when I have something to write. Until then... Doodly-doodly-doo. Note. From now on, I'll be using Ellipsis's vocal inscription spell to record my entries. For those of you that don't know, it's a spell that animates a quill or pen to write down the words that you say aloud, meaning I won't need to stop what I'm doing to write anything down. The spell is flawed, however, in that it can pick up background voices and write words you never said. But seeing as I'm alone, that shouldn't be a problem. Doodly-doodly-doo. Entry number 7. Date 2709-1002. I just felt like talking aloud for a moment, and I'm recording just in case I ramble something of importance. You ever get that feeling that you're being watched? You're sitting by yourself, maybe enjoying your favorite pastime, and yet you can feel it. A set of eyes that aren't there, watching you, fixated. You look for it, and yet you don't see anything, no matter how much you search and how much you wait. I'm all alone, and yet I still get that feeling. Doodly-doodly-doo. Number 8. I've decided to move down to the basement for the time being. I just can't concentrate upstairs anymore. I keep getting distracted. I keep looking out the window and find that nothing is there. And no matter how many times I look, I just grow frustrated at seeing it over and over again. The thing is, though, I don't get why I keep looking. I know there's not going to be anything there. It's not going to be Celestia, and it's not going to be Luna. Both of them would have contacted me long before now. But I still keep looking, like I'm going to catch a glimpse of something walking by. I don't like it. I hate thinking something's there when it's not. And honestly, it's making me afraid. I'm afraid to look out the window anymore. I'm afraid of what I won't see. But I'm more afraid that I might see something. Something I know shouldn't be there. Doodly doodly doo. Entry I don't even know. Why has this happened? Who's messing with me? Why did they take every pony? My friends away from me? Is there some new threat out there? Is this just some stupid test? I don't get it. None of this makes any sense. What does any pony gain from any of this? Because it seems that the only pony this whole scenario was designed to affect was me. Doodly doodly doo. Who's there? I heard you. Hello? Hello? I'm not coming out. If you want to come in, knock at the door. I thought I heard something outside. It sounded like hooves. I got really excited and looked through the basement window, but once again, there was nothing there. I can see that the quill picked up what I was saying, but I didn't hear a reply. I told them to knock at the door, so I'm going to stay up for a bit in case I hear something. I really hope it's another pony. It's only been a day, yet it feels like I've been alone for a lifetime. I'm going to lock the basement door, though, just in case. Doodly doodly doo. You are mine. Doodly doodly doo. Oh, shoot. Oh, no. I didn't say that. You are mine? That wasn't me. It must have been the spell. It must have picked up a background noise or something. I was just reading a book and I noticed the quill scribbling away at my side. And yet I swore it was completely silent. Just as silent as it was since all of this began. Maybe I muttered something under my breath? Yeah, that's gotta be it. Or maybe it was just a glitch. Maybe it just misinterpreted some noise I made as a voice. Or maybe a flaw in it made it write something down that was said long ago. It can't have been an actual voice. It must be a mistake. I hope it was a mistake. Doodly doodly doo. I've locked the door. I used every magical containment spell I know of. There's nothing short of Celestia herself that would be able to break down that door. I heard something earlier. Steps on wood. Something was upstairs. I don't know if whoever it was is gone now, but I'm whispering just to be sure. I've been on edge ever since I saw those words I didn't say write themselves on the paper. I'm paranoid. That I will admit. But I'm just too afraid right now to open the door and see whatever it is that's upstairs. What if they're hostile? They might attack me. Oh, I hope they don't know I'm here. I was walking around town and I've made a lot of noise late. Ah! I can hear something. Oh, steps. Just go away. Doodly doodly doo. Help me. It's trying to break down the door. It keeps banging, scratching it. It knows that I'm down here. Their spells are keeping it out, but I don't know how long for. Please, there needs to be some pony else. Don't let it get me. The end. Author's note. This only took like 2 hours to write. It came to me quick, and I just wanted to write it down while the idea was still fresh in my mind. Nothing revolutionary, just something quick and simple, and hopefully somewhat scary. Hopefully it's not too frustratingly ambiguous. Not my best work, but I saw no reason not to do it. Edit. Now it's one big chapter. It was originally a separate chapter for each entry, but I think it was a bit of a turn-off to have a single chapter have less than 100 words. Hopefully the effect's not diminished by having it all be continuous. And that was Something's Always Watching by I Caboose. Ah, now that was a scary one, wasn't it? Yeah? Yeah, I thought it was pretty scary. You know, for a story that was written in 2 hours, this one actually did feel like a nice Halloween vibe. I'm glad that we're getting this one out on Halloween this year. As far as, like, punctuation and grammar, as far as I could tell, this was a well-written story. My biggest gripe with it is that ending there. It doesn't feel climactic. I just felt like it ended out of nowhere. Like, there was a lot to still get into. Like, we never answered why Twilight wasn't taken. We didn't figure out why the sun was still rising without Celestia, supposedly. We didn't even figure out, like, if that beast was a demon or a ghost or what. I guess that's why they said frustratingly ambiguous, though. I did think the speech-to-text spell thing was, like, it was, like, a cool concept. I enjoyed how they used that to, like, have the ghost thing writing on the paper the one time, but that should have been utilized more throughout the story. Like, have her using that spell from the beginning. That would have been cooler. Overall, though, it was a good story. It definitely earns a like from me. I hope all of you are going to be going into the description and liking it yourself as well. Come on, it's Halloween. They deserve it. And this was actually our third Twilight paranoid journaling story. Our last one was Fireworks Story Through Letters, and our first one was Fleeting Light in the Darkness, which I would actually very highly recommend you go listen to after this one. Wonderful story, wonderful episode of ours. I don't think we had any others. It's possible we had another Twilight paranoid journaling story, but those are the only ones I remember at the moment. It's funny how many there are. But with that in mind, it is about time to let you all get back to your Halloweens. So I will bid you farewell for now. I have been your host for tonight, Wizzy Puff. Thank you so much for joining me on this Halloween edition of the Fanfiction Campfire. Happy Halloween, and good night. Alright, get out! Get out!